What's up, guys? AirborneErnesto here with another game review. The game I'll be reviewing today is Gloria Victis, released on Steam June 9th, 2016. Currently on Steam Summer Sale for $17.99, normal price at $19.99. The developers describe it as an MMORPG with emphasis on realism set in low fantasy medieval open world. Enjoy skill-based non-target combat, open PvP, deep crafting system, and player-driven economy. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the game today. I have clocked a few hours with one of my buddies on this game, but I will go through character creation so we kind of understand, what to expect there if we go ahead and do that. Once again, sorry for the background. I'm in the process of moving, so hopefully that gets taken care of here pretty quick. All right, let's get right to it. Now right off the bat, you're going to be greeted with a screen where you'll have to create a login. Very easy, you don't have to verify or anything like that, so you go ahead and just type in your password. There aren't too many servers right now, they're all official as well, based on region. I have noticed that population on normal, almost nobody is in the map at all. Now, if this were your first time logging in, you would not have a character as mine loads in. You would actually be doing a new character. So at the moment, you can only choose between two factions, the Midlanders, which are kind of like the civilized group of people, and then there's the Eastmers, which are essentially, your Nordic style survivalists, rugged, Viking type of style guys. At the moment, you can only be a male as well. I went ahead and went with the Eastmer. Really, all you can change with your guy is height, body size, head size, shoulder size, which really just is the length of your arms, and then kind of your leg muscle. You can choose between white or white, so you're gonna be a white guy either way, but they kind of limit you to tattoos and scars. So you have this tattoo, or you have that scar, or both. That face, that tattoo, that face, that tattoo. It is actually a lot better because I was about to say that it never matches up with their face, but it looks like they fixed that in the last update because it was way off, like not even close. So it looks like they did kind of line it up a little bit better than it was. So, I mean, there's options there. You can kind of get a different looking character than the rest of the population, I would say. However, it is still a little bit limited. Granted, this is, very, very alpha. You cannot have a space within your name. So if it wanted to be Olaf, can't change it. Strength is going to be the big one if you guys are trying to go with a melee fighter. It's going to increase, obviously, damage. I believe it increases your health, and it blocks from slashing damage. Constitution is going to be your health regeneration. I think it blocks blunt damage, I want to say, or something like that. And then dexterity will increase your stamina, and it increases your damage with bows and knives. And it blocks piercing, I want to say. Voice, as far as that goes, that's still something that's grayed out. You can choose what type of armor style you want. I am going to go ahead and continue with my character. I have gone with the medium armor. This guy, he's wearing, technically right now, he's wearing light armor with medium pauldrons and a short sword. Stamina is very important in this game. You're going to realize that you run out of stamina really quick, no matter what the level, and then your running is really going to be severely affected if you're wearing heavy armor. There's only about 3 different types of artwork on the loading screens. I haven't seen too many different ones. So when you first load in, you're going to be in this little area here. You're able to go to 2560 by 1080 resolution, which really made me happy. A lot of games that come out don't natively have that resolution setting, so I'm happy about that. And then as far as graphics goes, you can put all these on high. I'm running SLI 970s. It's not well coded to throw it in maximum, I wouldn't say. I've been running into issues where I'll put them all on high or whatever, and it's just not working very well. When you first get on here, you're going to notice that you have a free look mouse. Hit Z, and then I'll kind of put you into the kind of MMO style I don't know if you guys have ever played Neverwinter, but it's kind of like an action MMO kind of uses the same type of setting there. There really isn't any voice acting besides some of the guards. They do talk, but it's pretty much like 3 different lines, so you get kind of bored of it quick. We'll go ahead and hop into the inventory here. So this is also where you are going to choose your attribute points as you level up. That's kind of what I want to do. I want to block all of those slashing damages and bludgeon damage as well. I did actually get these dropped from NPCs, so it is possible to get a pretty good loadout from NPCs. I pretty much got my armor, pauldrons, and short sword from there. So I'm usually not a guy who's huge into crafting. I'm usually just, I want to go out and fight stuff and grind and level up. However, the crafting in this game, I actually enjoy it. That's actually what I probably spend the majority of my time doing, is crafting. Just because it's so important to get the right gear, and there's nowhere like in the immediate area where you can buy gear that's better than what you make. Anytime that you make the gear, it's 9 times out of 10 better than what you can buy. In the crafting menu right up with C, you can see what you can craft. If you have everything that you need in front of you at the time, it'll be green. It is pretty in-depth. I will say they didn't lie when they were explaining that. For example, if I kill a fox, let's say, well, first I need to skin the fox, and then after I do that, I flesh the fox hide, and then from there I take the fleshed hide, mix it with tannin and sawdust, and then that gives me the fox fur, and then I use that fox fur to make armors and all that good stuff. Definitely very, very in-depth. Now this is something that's kind of cool, is the Ismirs are this gray area, or this kind of tan color. These are all the areas that we actually own, which are completely able to be overthrown by the Midlanders. So if they sent a group of people over here to Twin Fall and decided they wanted to take it, they could easily take it just by going in, defeating all the guards and any other people that might be sitting there, and then they capture the flag essentially, and now that becomes theirs. Then the gates essentially become their control. So like right now, everybody in the Ismir side can control this gate, open and close. The enemy would have to actually break that down in order to get to it. So essentially, this here is flax. If I put a sickle in my hand, for example, if I get the flax, it'll be somewhat fast. But let's say I use a knife, the knife will be a little bit slower to use, and then an axe would be even slower yet. So it does depend on what item you have in your hands while you do gathering. At the moment, the only way to gather logs is by fallen trees already. You can't just go up to a normal tree and take it down. And it also is already predetermined what type of wood will fall. Now, the bow fighting in the game, I'm not a huge fan of it at the moment anyway. There is no, at least from what I can see, there is no determination on whether or not you do more damage based on where you hit. So just to show you the bow combat, if you hold the right mouse button, you kind of zoom in, and then left mouse button is what draws your weapon. Now obviously this is a little, if you can tell, a little off based on where he's aiming, so that's another weird thing. But it does go right where you aim. The only reason I'm able to kill these guys right now is because I'm such a high level and this is a pretty good bow. Otherwise, I'm not a huge fan just because it takes forever, it seems like, to kill people with a bow. So there is blocking. I do kind of think it's funny how there are way completely different sized people, but some people are just completely giants compared to the rest of the NPCs, which is a little weird, I guess, to say the least. I'm definitely a fan of the melee style. For all of you guys who have ever played Mountain Blade, it's pretty much the exact same style. If you kind of move your mouse left and right and then swing, it determines which direction you'll swing. So up and down, you stab, you go overhead and all that good stuff. Now there is first person, if you just zoom in all the way. That's a huge deal to me. First person is cool. Especially if you're doing kind of the bow fighter style type of thing. As you can see, my stamina does go down pretty fast, and this is really just wearing light armor, so you kind of begin to see the necessity of conserving stamina, especially if you get in a huge battle with about 3 NPCs. They will just annihilate you. If an NPC even lands a punch on you, your health is just staggering down. One thing I like to point out is jump. It is horrible right now. The jump, I mean, that's it right there. If I click and hold space, that is the whole entire jump animation right there. At the moment, I'm a high enough level to where these camp followers and stuff, they try not to fight me. But for the sake of science, we take them out. The looting system's pretty straightforward. It's a little weird though. Let's see if I can get a loot here. So when you click on them, you click E to get them, and if you click it again, it'll automatically just pick it up for you. The only way to not pick this up is to hit X. So if I click on this, it'll grab it. If I click on this, it'll grab it all. And if I click E, it'll grab it all. And then I can go in, and this is actually a recipe, so I can learn how to make a hunting knife with that recipe. Now, as far as dagger classes go and stuff like that, I have yet to see any type of sneaking mechanism or any skills or anything like that. Oh god, this guy's after me. So there are different types of enemies. Like this one here is a brigand. It is imperative that you block. This whole game is just based on blocking. Another reason why I like to use light armor. If you block, you'll pretty much survive. If you block and you have the stamina to continue blocking, you will survive. Especially with someone who's in heavy armor who can't hold that block or anything like that. I would like to see a little bit more action, maybe like rolling and stuff like that, but so far that doesn't happen. Oh gosh, see, this is what I was talking about getting attacked by multiple people. And as you saw, I ran out of stamina, so I couldn't block anymore. That is kind of an issue with the game. It really drives me nuts, is you'll be fighting someone and then 3 other people will just spawn, like literally spawn out of the ground in the same area and attack you. It's something that was brought up in the Steam community I've seen, and hopefully they're going to be fixing that pretty soon. When you do this, you have 2 kind of areas here. You can choose to spawn in the town where we start in the game, or you can choose the closest spawn point, which will take you to the closest owned portion of the map. While we're here, I will show you all of these things are completely usable for crafting, so I can make bowstrings and all of that stuff, which does increase my level down here, as you can see. Since we own this town, the Izmirs own this town, you can go to this flag here. If you click E on that, you are able to spend your upgrade points upgrading the town, which is kind of cool. So it'll be a little bit harder if the midlanders come and try to take our region, essentially. Last thing I want to talk about is the daily quest thing. It's just like any MMO. You click on it, you get your daily thing for logging in. Every time that you do certain things here, you get a reward, which is usually just an EXP boost on gathering or combat. They're pretty much the same all the time, so if you don't care about that type of stuff, you can sell the whole chest for, you know, a certain amount of money. Honestly, that's really all to show you right now. I know a lot of people probably want me to go into raiding with, you know, other, you know, players in the game and stuff like that. But it's really the same thing. You're swinging at somebody, except they are you know, a real person essentially. There's not any difference. So in its current state, and I do say in its current alpha state, if I was going to rate alpha games this early on, I'd have to give this game probably a 7 or an 8. We'll do 7.5. I see great potential for the game. The developers seem to know what they're doing, and they're actively trying to make the game better. I've only owned it for a couple days now, and they've already come out with a half-gig update. So they are listening to the Steam community and doing what is expected as developers in an alpha stage. So definitely kudos to them. Really the only drawback at the moment are some of the bugs associated with the game, which are expected. It also would be nice to maybe hear about some different classes instead of using a bow or just using a sword or a two-hander. I would like to see some stealth incorporated. Now it is a realism game, so I don't expect to see any magicians or anything crazy like that going on into the game. So I think that pretty much hits everything that I wanted to kind of talk about with Gloria Victis. If there's anything I missed, be sure to let me know. If you have questions about the game, I can definitely comment and let you know, give you answers about that. Like I said, it is on Steam right now, summer sale, as of the recording of this video, 6/26/2016. So pick it up, let me know what you think of the game, do your own review, and let me know how it goes. And that should be all for now. So until next time, guys, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what game you want to see reviewed next. Alright, we'll see you then.